So this is called Every American Needs to Hear This Speech.
I'm American.
I'm part of that.
We're all American.
If every high school principal gave the following speech, America would be a much better place. To the students and faculty of our high school, I am your new principal and honored to be so. I would like to apprise you of some important changes coming to our school. This school will no longer honor race or ethnicity. If you are black, brown, red, yellow, or white, I could not care less if your origins are African, European, Latin American.
I actually like that.
The only identity this school will recognize is your individual identity.
Yeah, because you see it at all these different schools, like colleges, they'll separate black graduation, this, that, you have Mexican club, this, whatever. The more you do that and acknowledge certain people and groups, ones that you don't acknowledge are gonna stand up and, well, you need to acknowledge me now. Well, now I'm a cat and I'm a furry and you need to do this for me now.
MLK's thing was, I want to be judged not off my race, but of the content of my character. So you can't claim to like MLK and then not agree with this, because this is exactly what he wanted. Humanity, character, and you as an individual.
Where you came from, you can't even choose that.
Yeah, you can't. That's
you are what you are.
So I'm with him.
I'm with him so far.
And the only national identity this school will recognize is American. This is an American public school, and American public schools were created to make better Americans. If you wish to affirm here an ethnic or racial identity, or a national identity other than American, you will have to attend another school.
Oh.
This includes after-school clubs. I will not authorize clubs that divide students based on identities such as race, ethnicity, sexual orientation, or whatever else may become in vogue in our society. Those clubs cultivate narcissism, an unhealthy preoccupation with the self, while the purpose of education is to get you to think beyond yourself. The school's clubs will be based on interests and passions, clubs that transport you to the wonders and glories of art, music, astronomy, languages you do not already speak.
I feel like people would be mad at that statement. Let's assume I'm Japanese. Well, do they have Japanese club?
I'm sure they do, and I'm sure different high schools have, clubs that other high schools don't.
I remember I was on and people might remember this, it was called Black Saga. And I was on the Black Saga team. I was one black kid of a few, and there were all the other races, and all we did was study influential black people. So it wasn't exclusively black.
Yeah.
You had to be in fact, it was actually a lot of other people.
Because you're right, because I was in Lubos Pasos, which was a Filipino club in college, and I'm not Filipino, but I was still a part of the club.
But you're not Filipino.
No.
Why were you there?
Because I had friends that were there, and they did this dance performance, and I was a dancer at the time, so they wanted me to choreograph and be in it. I would go to the practices and learn about the culture and the dances, the traditional dances and things that they would do.
Why not teach the different cultures to everybody, and then everybody can learn something? Oh, I didn't even know about Filipinos. There's a Filipino club that me personally, I go well, I don't belong there because that's not my section.
Yeah, but then again, you can't push all these nuanced cultures and things on everybody, but it's open to everyone. Is that the only way to do it? Well, it's open for you to join, but someone's gonna walk around and be like, well, I'm not Filipino, I'm not gonna join that.
And I'd feel uncomfortable walking into the Filipino thing. I'm the only black guy.
And that already is gonna start, there's a Filipino club, black club, whatever, it's already forming the cliques and the...
dividing people. He's saying astronomy club, anime club, interests and passions, not identity club.
Yeah, that help the structure and foundation of these schools though, they need the clubs and things like that.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like this is a highly contested opinion, because let's say no black student union, a bunch of black people would be outraged.
Right, but is it wrong to make time in history class to teach us about every race's history? Or now are we not even supposed to be doing that?
White people can be a part of the black student union. Would a black person say, hey, why are you here?
The same way you said you might feel uncomfortable walking to a Filipino plate, there could be one or two that look at you and are like, why is he here? But that you just want to learn more.
Yeah.
And it's well, isn't the club for everybody? We have the Filipino club, it's only for Filipinos. Like you said, that makes things worse now.
If there is a black student union and you're a little blonde white girl who was fascinated with black culture.
And what if you have no black friends at all?
And you show up to that, let's keep it up stack here, you're gonna be intimidated. That's how people would look at her and go, what is she doing here? And then now that white girl might be discouraged. Okay, well, I don't want to be a part of this, whatever. Can everyone just have camaraderie with one another and it not be based upon how you look?
Yeah,
right?
Because then you just open those general clubs up and anyone can join, and there's no one being split into certain groups or anything like that.
Which is better? If we do black club, Filipino club, or robotics, anime.
That's how it should be.
Wouldn't you get more of a melting pot? I'm not saying these are inherently bad to have racial-based clubs.
It'll alleviate all of that. No Filipino club. No black student union. So no one could complain about anything. No.
Right?
Yeah, that's what it should be. You want to join the robotics club, then join. And you'll be with different people.
All different people.
Yeah.
The only extracurricular activities you can imagine being interested in are those based on ethnicity, race, or sexual identity. That means that little outside of yourself really interests you. I do not care whether English is your native language. My only interest in terms of language is that you leave this school speaking and writing English as fluently as possible. We will learn other languages here. It's deplorable that most Americans only speak English. But if you want classes taught in your native language rather than in English, this is not the right school for you.
We didn't go to schools where there was like a lot of foreign speakers.
Yeah.
I know in LA there's a lot of Spanish speakers. What was your high school?
It was mainly English, yeah, but we had some like foreign exchange students and whatnot.
I took English class every year for my whole life. That makes sense. If you go to German school, everything gonna be in German.
Everything in this school will reflect learning's elevated status. This means, among other things, that you and your teachers will dress accordingly. There will be a dress code at this school. And you will address all teachers by their title. They are your teachers, not your pals.
How y'all feel about dress code?
The reason why I like this video, like I'm liking it, is because especially nowadays with the school systems and what's happening at the schools, there needs to be some sort of order. Y'all need to now wear uniforms. You're now in trouble. You cannot talk to your teacher like this.
Well, these were the rules back then.
But then, you can't get anyone to wear a uniform right now.
By introducing uniforms, you alleviate a lot of problems. Now people can't be bullied off how they're dressing, whatever. And that's a big thing in high school. We visited a high school and the kids were roasting each other on their fucking outfits, whatever.
I went to Catholic school in elementary, and aside from the religion aspect, yeah, we all had uniforms, and I don't think there was ever anybody making fun of anybody on what they wore. Mine was a pretty diverse, it was like half black, half white, I think, in all of my classes too. And then there would be the dress on Fridays if you paid like $5, and that was like people thought you were more cool that day, even if you had the garbage outfit or whatever. It's like, oh, you're lucky you get to wear whatever.
And I realized that recently. I'm like, my school had me paying $1 to wear jeans, bro.
$1 to wear jeans?
I was like, why are we getting charged? And they called it free dress day for it.
Yeah,
for $1, bro. I said,
yeah.
what's free about this? Yeah. They finessed the dollar. What did y'all need the dollar
Yeah, I
for?
remember mine.
Well, Jesus needs it. It's Catholic school.
Yeah, mine was $5 for the whole outfit or $1 a piece. So it was like they upcharged you.
All in the name of Jesus Christ.
By obscene language, I mean the words banned on radio and television, plus epithets such as the B word or the N word, even when used by one black student to another.
That means you would have to regulate social media, which you can't. So
Good luck with that one.
He's saying to implement some sort of repercussion, like you got kids cussing at the teachers and they can't say anything. So maybe is he saying to have some sort of consequence if that happens?
I never cussed to my teachers or nothing. I would cuss with my friends.
But just because
Kids
we didn't do it
punch
doesn't mean the kids aren't
Yeah.
doing it.
We will end all self-esteem programs. In this school, self-esteem will be attained in only one way, the only way self-esteem can be attained, by earning it. One immediate consequence is that graduating classes will have one valedictorian, not 8. I am reorienting the school toward academics and away from politics and propaganda. No more time will be devoted to racism, sexism, Islamophobia, homophobia, global warming, tobacco, or gender identity. No more classes will be devoted to condom wearing and teaching you to regard sexual relations as no more than a health issue. And there will be no more attempts to convince you that you are a victim because you are not white or male or heterosexual or Christian. Now, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag of our country.
If every principal gave that speech, the world would be better. The way outrage culture is, you could never get it. It's saying end the black student union, they wouldn't do that. Look at the military, for example. They don't care what your race is. They say everyone shaves their fucking head, put on the fucking uniform, and we're doing this. This is the mission, this is the task. And the military is very successful, and they're a really brave, strong, well-rounded group of people. Maybe if other aspects of society like schools had more structure to them and less la la la, maybe they'd run smoother and there'd be less issues, because now you got people identifying as cats. Teachers have to put litter boxes in the bathrooms now because kids start meowing.
Yeah, there's no structure. There needs to be some sort of at least something to follow.
Right, like you can't show up to school as a furry and walk around like a dog all day.
Yeah, so you got these principals saying this, but then you got other principals accepting the furries and the cats. So it's like,
Diversity.
what is a school experience gonna look like in like 10 years?
You'd never be able to control the students' mouths, but yeah, you could discipline
Yeah.
them and the clubs based on interests. And it said, we're not gonna tell you that you're a victim because of X, Y, Z.
Yeah, kids should be able to go to school, or anyone who's a student should be able to go and be a student rather than worrying about other people's, what they're wearing.
You're there to learn.
Do your individual stuff at home.
What's the purpose of school? If not to teach you about math, English, history class, that's what you're there to do. Any other hoopla would get in the way of that. How do your schools run? Do you guys have uniforms? Do y'all have clubs that are based off of
Passions and interests.
passions and interests or races?
Are you talking back to your teacher? Let us know.
How many valedictorians do y'all have? We had top 10 in our class, but we had the
Dang.
valedictorian. Damn. And then the salutatorian.
I was salutatorian in 8th grade, so I got a certificate that she probably printed from some free certificate.
I mean, I also got perfect attendance and I had a couple of laughs.
Okay.
They gave me a see-through star. I was like, they're like, what?
Okay, Noah had perfect attendance.
There we go.
Good for Noah. Went every day. How come you didn't miss a day?
I was there to learn.
Yeah,
You didn't get sick?
Even if I was sick, I knew my education was the most important.
Missing school isn't fun though. Like, bro, all the work you gotta do the next day.
That's exactly what I think I remember, because I just remembered I hate juggling more than one thing at once. And I had an A-day, B-day schedule, so I have 4 classes today, 4 classes tomorrow. If I missed today, now I have 8 things of homework to do tomorrow. And my mom wasn't really helping me on my homework till like senior year, so like I was screwed.
Good thing we're not in school anymore.
Yeah, fuck that, bro. I would hate to be in school right now.
Go be a good American citizen.
Go be great.